everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 6, Episode 11, DJI Inspire 3 coming in April. How is everyone doing this evening? Let's get in and greet everybody. Jaybird's here, Drone Shots, Mr. B Outdoors Misadventures, Leonard Oglesby, John Olson, Mark White, welcome. Mark, Greg Pittman, good to see you, Greg. SSB 73Q, my friend, good to see you as well. Drone Shots, 107 Drones. Art is in the house. Good deal. Gonna have a special guest host tonight. Should be showing up here in a little bit. And just as a reminder, is if you don't know, a couple of things. First of all, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping here, just to make sure you guys are up with it. You do know that I am not going to attend the South Florida Drone Meetup. I have a critical project going on at work that requires all hands on deck. I've been putting in upwards of 55, 60, 65 hours a week right now. That's going to last for the foreseeable through the end of April, from what my understanding. So unfortunately, I won't be there. I would love to get there, but unfortunately, I have to. It's all hands on deck for this project right now. So just want to make you guys aware of that. I was looking forward to seeing everybody. Valerie and I had such a great time last year. And we're as disappointed as I know you'll be disappointed in not seeing us there. Just have a good time. You know, Ray's going to do a good job. You know, Johnny will help to ensure that as well too. So if you're on the fence, make sure you go. Absolutely. Make sure you go here. Michael Wright's here. Lauren is here. Let's see who else we got. Maddie is here. Welcome, guys. Glad to see you tonight. Okay. We have more Inspire 3 news. Got some other stuff coming up. And I want to say this. What did you guys think of Jeff last week? It was long overdue having him on the show. He is a phenomenal drone pilot, and his photography speaks for itself. And if you guys get a chance, go out and check his website out. He has some prints that are just insane. Okay, just absolutely insane. Just the colors snap, they pop, they're beautiful, the perspectives are great, the detail on those is just out of this world. So if you get a chance, go out there, look at them. They're reasonably priced, and boy, oh boy, you can do your maybe your den or your living room a favor and get one of those prints, because they are fantastic. So anyway, and Jeff did not pay me to say that. Okay, Jeff's been a great friend for a long time, and I'm just pleased that to have him on. We're gonna have him on again. Okay, just absolutely gonna have him on again. All right, got a lot to talk about tonight. We'll get to the Inspire 3 a little bit later here, and I should be joined by a co-host this evening, a guest co-host, but you all know who he is. Okay, so let me get the first article up. And there are some DJI updates tonight, so let's go ahead and share the screen here. All right, now the first one is the M30 had a firmware update. It brings terrain follow to oblique and linear missions. Here are the major highlights from the update. And again, this doesn't really pertain to a lot of us, but the reason that I go over these is I've said before in the past, this technology trickles down to us in the consumer space. So that's why I like paying attention to all this, and I think you guys too. Let's see here. Added ability to set safe takeoff attitude for flight tests to improve flight safety. That's a good thing. Okay, these are the kind of things that will come down to us eventually. Added ability to export logs by different modules in the pilot too. Let's see here. Added ability to execute flight tests during flight for fast and efficient execution at current location. Added support for terrain follow and oblique photography and linear flight task. Okay, these are some great things, and I definitely, like I've said, things that were on like the Inspire 1 and the Inspire 2 have trickled down and some other drones to what we're using now. So stay tuned. This is, again, all these articles are out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and page. So you guys go ahead and take a look at them there. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on here. I get my stuff together. Billy Tompkins, welcome. Good to see you here. Every time we hear about a new drone law, it's bad news, but this was actually good news, and it's from the state of Mississippi. Okay, let me go ahead. We're gonna share this because I really wanted to go over this tonight because I thought this was a good article to go over. So let me do that here. Mississippi passes new law to quash undue restrictions on drones. What? They're for the pilots here? Hello? Yeah. This is pretty good. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves has signed the Uncrewed Aircraft System Rights and Authorities Act. The uncrewed, designed to foster a regulatory environment that enables commercial drone operations without infringing upon existing airspace authorities. It's modeled after drone prepared and industry-backed legislation framework that ensures that communities can reap the benefits of embracing drones, infrastructure inspections, package delivery, wireless internet, agricultural surveying, search and rescue, firefighting. Drone Prepared Initiative was conceived last year by AUVSI. Inhibiting use of low-level airspace, which easements do, only increases congestion in higher airspace, increasing the likelihood of collisions between aircraft. As such, the advocacy group has been working with lawmakers to pursue policies that address concerns about drones and promotes the advanced aviation industry while ensuring the law does not inadvertently intrude on federally occupied fields of aviation safety. Okay. With industry-backed legislation now state law, AUVSI is proud to declare Mississippi drone prepared. Mississippi is the forefront of states leading the way in preparing for the benefits of future of uncrewed autonomous flight bring to communities. This is important. Okay. They recognize, this is not, this is, again, for commercial, operations here. But I think it's important that they're enacting this legislation to call this out, number one, to follow a good model here. All right. And, because a lot of people are very leery about having drone delivery and so forth. And, they're kind of paving the way with doing something like this. The article's out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and page. So, look at it at your leisure. I encourage you to read this because I think this is good news. This is good. This is good stuff. We're so hep on remote ID and, and everything coming up with that. This is some good news, and I think it will affect us in a very positive way. That's one of the things that I wanted to pass on. I did have another article, and I didn't pull it up. I want to get this up here. Okay. Now, I know. Yeah. Here we go. All right. So, y'all know Gorilla Man. Okay, G-Man. Great channel, great guy, many great chats with him. He just fantastic guy. Okay. He recently put out a video. It was clear enough for him to fly, not snowing. And he told me that he flashed his Fimi TX10 controller, and he said, in his words, it's better than the DJI controllers. And I was kind of like taken back by that. I said, really? He says, yeah. He said his range has been great. There's been no loss of signal. But what he did was he flashed it not once but twice. And if you understand what that means, and I'm going to drop, I'm going to drop this link to this. Now, I did put this out on the Fimi site. And let me drop the link in the chat for this. This is on how to flash, okay? This is on how to flash the Fimi TX10 controller. And what I mean by that, it's going to wipe it out and make it like brand new, okay? And he said he has had an incredible an enjoyable experience with this Fimi X8 SE 2022 V2 with the TX10. And you all know my travails with the TX10, and you know, and hopefully Andy, my son-in-law, if you're watching this, you know, follow that video. Now, if you're going to follow that video, you got to be very careful to follow these directions exactly. You have to know what you're doing with this, because you could brick it if you don't do it right. So you got to do this right. But it's encouraging news for me. You know, I actually emailed Fimi. Fimi's been one of the things I have to say about Fimi, and I'm going to get on my soapbox a little bit about them here. One of the things I got to say about them is that they have been very responsive to emails that I've sent them. I don't know if they have a light shining on me and are shining some favor on me, but they've always been prompt in answering my questions. I've gotten good customer service from them. Stay tuned, because we're hearing there's going to be some kind of an update this fall, but this is good news, okay? And especially to my son-in-law, Andy, because I know that was the TX10. He bought the TX10 off of me. And, you know, and if you're watching, Andy, you know, you may want to consider doing, you know, flashing it. And Gorilla Man told me he did it not once, but twice. But he said, you know, a lot of the bugs that were in it are gone, because he had that initially when he had the TX10. So stay tuned to that. But, you know, I posted it in the chat. It's out on my Fimi group, you know, and if anybody wants it, email me at billadronereviewer@gmail.com. I'll be happy to get it your way. I think it's a great thing. I think it really has made a difference for Gorilla Man. And I watched his video. His video looks really good. Okay, I was impressed. Horizon looked good on it too. So, you know, there's never been a question for me on the Fimi X8 SEs of the camera quality. The quality's always been good. You know, they have some ways they kind of tweak the colors and things a little bit. It's always been the gimbal, and it's always been the horizon tilt for me. And then, you know, my very first round of the Fimi X8 SE, I had some really bad signal interference that Fimi replaced my drone for me. They did that. So stay tuned on this. This is good news. It's good seeing some good news coming out about this. And again, we're hearing August, September. There's probably going to be an updated version of the Fimi X8 SE. So stay tuned. Gorilla Man, if you're watching, thank you so much for responding back to my comments. You know, I got your video. I posted on my page as well too. So you know, feel free to always, Gorilla Man, feel free to post Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and get that out there for people. All right, moving on. I wanted to get that covered because I thought that was important, because I know, you know, while it's okay in popularity around here, it's really popular overseas. And for those of you overseas that are watching that, you know, this is a tried and true method. It does work to flash the Fimi TX10 controller, but make sure you follow this very carefully. You know, again, I don't hold any responsibility to this. This is the video that Fimi sent me. So, okay, we're going to move on here. That's good to hear, Richard. I'm really pleased. All right. DJI had recently made the news, and it wasn't in a very good light. And what I'm going to do, we're going to go ahead and share. DJI says it fixed drone firmware security flaws before publication of research revealing them. Okay. All right. Let's go through this article here. And Drone DJ reported researchers at Ruhr University conducted experiments that only permitted them to override various security measures in the firmware of 4 popular DJI drones. From Mini 2, Mavic Air 2, Mavic 2, and Mavic 3. To fuzzing experiments. Okay. One of these could allow third-party hackers to determine the exact location of pilots operating compromised UAVs, while others resulted in key elements intended for remote craft identification used by authorities being altered, including serial numbers. Okay. Today, DJI responded, and this was back from March the 8th, to the considerable media coverage the study has attracted by assuring its users it's already taken steps to fix the potential firmware weaknesses. In doing so, it noted holes and his unit had, as they stipulated in a report, alter the company's bug bounty program of their findings prior to releasing them, so remedial measures could be taken by DJI. This morning, the company said it did just that, providing background of firmware development, but without actually explaining the origins of the flaws. Okay, and let me read this here. The drone ID solution that DJI designed a few years ago was aligned with regulatory remote ID solutions in many jurisdictions, including the United States and the European Union, which have adopted these mandatory requirements as a new industry standard. We also recognize the heightened expectation of data security in recent years. Safety is DJI's top priority. We will evaluate international safety and legal requirements for remote ISD and explore possible solutions in the future. Okay, that's a lot. That's a mouthful. But basically, what DJI is saying here is, that they said that they've taken steps to remediate this, and it's kind of a moot point because remote ID is coming up. But the items of concern, as you read in the article, and again, it's posted out on Build a Drone Reviewer Facebook group and page. The items of concern there are being able to alter serial numbers and things like that. That's wow. Okay, but DJI said they've taken care of that, so we're good on this. But again, read that article at your heart's content. That's one thing that I would highly advise that you do here. Okay. Next thing, and it actually is some good news here. Okay. With everybody talking about the Mini 2 SE coming up, what's DJI do? Again, they pull, something out of left field, and the Mini 3 is on sale. Okay. Now there's two things. Okay. And I want to show you the first one. And this is, this is really good. Now, you'll have to reserve them. They're not in stock. Okay. I do want to caution everybody on this. And all you got to do is you hit the reserve button and put your email address in. Okay. DJI Mini 3 only, no remote. Okay. All right. $379. Okay. Yeah, you heard me right. $379. Again, that's without a remote. Just want to clarify that. So, if you want to use another remote for that, the DJI RCN1, which I assume will work with this, and I assume correctly. Yeah, that's a fantastic deal. Again, it says reserve now. So what that means is when you hit reserve now, let's go ahead and click that, and that's $100 off. When you or 99, okay, you put your email address in here and hit submit. All right, it's as simple as that. It doesn't get any better than that, and that is an incredible deal. Now the other part of this is, all right, didn't want to see that DJI Mini 3 drone on sale at Amazon with a 16% discount, $469. Okay, and let's go ahead and see if that comes up on Amazon. Okay, that wasn't a link. Let's see if this will bring it up. It's only bringing up links from Drone XL, I thought. There we go. All right. Yeah, and it's out there for $469 with the remote. Okay, $469. That is a pretty incredible deal. Okay, $469. That's that's really good. Okay. Now again, this is with the remote. I'm almost positive of that. Let me double check. Include components, mini, screwdriver, cable, DJI RCN1. Okay, yeah. RCK, yeah, it includes the remote. Okay, that is a good deal, guys. That is a really super good deal on this. And if with the remote, and without the remote, it's $100 less, and that's not on DJI's website, but you got to reserve them. So Wow, that's some good stuff. So, if that is something you're interested in, and see, the whole thing about the Mini 2 SE for me, all right, I'm not going to get one. There's no need, there's no call for me to get one. All right, I have the Mini 3 Pro. I love that. I got a new video coming out tomorrow on the with the Mini 3 Pro. Something I did a couple of weekends ago. I finally had a chance to put it together. So, guys, stay tuned for that. Programming note, a programming note here. Have coming up, what is next week? Okay, 2 weeks. Kelly Shores from Ready, Set, Drone is going to be on Rotor Talk Live. It's been a long time since I've had Kelly on. He said, absolutely, no problem. And coming up in April, Billy Kyle is coming on. So stay tuned. I got some more in the works, so stay tuned. Those are the ones that I've got to commit so far. I'm really looking forward to having those on. And I want to thank you. I also want to stop at this point. I want to thank you for the very positive feedback from last week's show with Jeff, okay? Like I said, Jeff is absolutely fantastic. And, one of the things, and Jeff's going to say, I'm going to have to start paying Bill because all he's doing is talking about me. No, Jeff's a great friend, okay? And, he has promoted me incredibly, and it's just returning the favor. One of the other things besides Jeff being a great photographer, which he is, and it's very amply displayed out on his website, is, if you didn't watch last week's show, please do so. He teaches, I think it's 2 evenings a week at a community college, and he teaches, Part 107 certification, and part of that is actually learning in class to fly a drone. You start out with some of the smaller drones, and you work your way up. I think he said there was a Matrice that they fly. I'm not 100% sure, or an Inspire too. But that's really incredible. And Jeff says, he's not in that for the money. He's getting a lot of satisfaction out going out there and training some future Part 107 pilots. And as he also talked about, and I don't want to spoil too much, because if you didn't watch it, you need to watch it, okay? Jeff was fantastic. This program actually trains them and helps them get employed in the drone field, in the drone industry, with a good paying job, okay? Because, there are just dozens of jobs that you can get with a Part 107. And if and this also includes, like I said, they also include flight training as well too, which is great. Do yourself a favor, guys. If you didn't watch last week, if you weren't around, watch it, okay? It's worth it. Trust me. Jeff is fantastic. I've been a friend with him for several years. He's been a great guy, so definitely do that. And then you find out something unique about Jeff's father as well too, which is really cool. And I won't tell you what it is. You have to watch the show to get that. Okay. All right. What all have we covered? I think we've covered just about everything, except we're hearing now that the DJI Inspire 3 is going to be released in April. That's right. That was the latest. Let's go ahead and bring the article up. Okay. Okay, DJI Inspire 3 foldable props shown in newly leaked photos. Okay. I'm sorry. I love, Drone XL and Drone DJ, but these pop-up ads are annoying. That's all I'm going to say. Annoying. All right. Well, you can see it right here. Long-term leaker Deals Drone just shared these newly leaked photos on Twitter showing foldable propellers for the DJI Inspire 3. Inspire 3 is rumored to be announced in April this year and replace the Inspire 2. According to CETALEB, key opinion leaders have been asked to beta test the Inspire 3, which is rumored to have featured a full-frame camera, the DJI Zenmuse X9, that is capable of shooting videos in 8K. Photos of the soon-to-be-released drone have been making rounds on social media. It's anticipated DJI has completed the design of the commercial-grade drone at this point. anticipated release date is not too far off. Okay, now here are these pictures that we see here. Nevertheless, neither the price of the Inspire 3 nor the specific features that will set it apart from its predecessor, Inspire 2, are currently known. Although the dimensions of the Inspire 3 and Inspire 2 are comparable, the Inspire 3 is said to have a more streamlined appearance than its predecessor. The Inspire 3, with its full-frame camera technology, has already created a stir in the market, and many professional drone pilots are eagerly awaiting its arrival. Okay, and you take a look here, and for example, 50. That's the onboard camera that provides the FPV view. That is not the, and you can see there's the Zen Muse down there. And these are some of the other details where the battery pack is, and the propellers and the arms and everything. So yeah, that's just, you know, get this down here. Due to its high quality features and dependability, Inspire series of drones has garnered much attention from experts and filmmakers. The forthcoming DJI launch will surely keep the market excited and buzzing with the anticipation. Okay. You know, one of the things that I do want to say here about this is, one of the things that's going to be different is, if you remember, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, you know, the Inspire 2, and Jeff and I kind of touched on it a little bit because he has an Inspire 2. The Inspire 2 uses light bridge technology, okay? And it's the last DJI drone. I mean, they're still available for sale out on the website, believe it or not. You know, they're the last one that uses this technology. And this is old technology, okay? You know what the DJI has upped the ante with OcuSync, okay? And I think they're on OcuSync 3 right now, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, that's one of the things that's going to be there. Bill Thomas, welcome. Good to see you. Grumpy Vlogger, welcome. Tropical Drone, welcome. Okay. So, you know, that's something to stay tuned for. Like I said, and I know Lauren's been kind of dropping some hints as well, too. The price isn't going to be as high as I thought it was, but, you know, expect to pay, you know, you'll pay a good amount for the drone, but remember, the drone is not going to come with this right here, okay? With, and I'll kind of draw it right here. I think it's a little better. The Zen Muse, and be prepared to pay as much for the Zen Muse X9 or something along those lines, as much for that as you will for the drone. Okay, that's going to be paramount. And one of the things I'll mention from last week with Jeff brought up the fact that you know, his Inspire 2 was going so fast. He said he's really happy it's so big because he's able to see it in the sky, because you know, it was going, he said it was almost in the next county, you know, but he could still see it and was able to stop it in time, because he said it was those things, it just enormously fast. I think it's like 65 miles an hour. So, you know, you have to be on top of that. But again, you know, as we've talked before ad nauseum, remember, this is the kind of drone that is going to be for, you know, I don't want to say commercial use. This is going to be for filmmakers. All right. This is going to be for people who are cinematographers. All right. Maybe for people who shoot real estate. Okay. Like our good friend Ken Dono does. You know, they may be looking at this because it gives them some options, some angles that aren't possible with other drones. You know, but for hobbyists and most of us here that are watching, this is not the kind of drone that we're gonna be looking at. You know, it's going to be, you know, if we want to get a top of the line for a consumer drone, it's going to be a Mavic 3. All right, that's pretty much, you know, where it is right now as far as that's concerned. Just posting some comments here. Yep, 100%, Lauren. 100%. It is a professional drone. You know, that's I agree 100%. And you know, and it's going to come, and I think Lauren probably gets these questions as well too. You know, more often than not, if DJI is smart, that what they're going to do is, you know, they'll make it so you have to email them, or that you have to contact a dealer to look at purchasing one, and you're going to have to show probably some type of credentials or authorization or something like that. You know, that you're using this for commercial purposes. You know, and realistically speaking, I know one person has flown these before, but in order to really fly, you need two people. Okay, you need a pilot and you need a camera person. All right, because both, you know, I assume it's going to come with dual controllers like the Inspire 2 does. And the reason for that is, you know, you need a person to be focused on flying. You need the other person to be focused on getting those cinematography shots. So, you know, that's exactly what I think. Um, Very good point, Richard. Very good point. So, you know, that's about it as far as the Inspire 3 is concerned. April's around the corner. It's March 14th. We're about halfway through the month of March, and it's right around the corner. So be prepared. You know, and like I said, I think the price on it is going to be, you know, not incredibly shocking, but what's going to be shocking is you're going to have to pay as much for the camera as you do for the drone. Okay, those cameras are very expensive, and again, like Lauren says, and I'm going to repeat this, and I'm going to bang the drum on this. Okay, this is a commercial drone. Okay, this is not the kind of drone that, you know, you're going to find all of us out there purchasing. Now, who do I think is probably reviewing this right now? I think somebody like Potato Jet is probably going to be reviewing this right now. Maybe Aldrin. I'm not so sure because, you know, a lot of people, you know, he has a lot of subscribers, you know, in, you know, mostly in the consumer space, but some in the commercial. So he may be one of them. You know, I've pinged Rick Smith a couple times to ask him some questions. He hasn't responded, so he may be out there as well. But again, you know, I know he and Aldrin's channels, you know, they're more geared toward the consumer space. So, you know, I don't think we're gonna, you know, I don't think they're doing it. I think somebody like a Potato Jet would be would be testing this because, you know, that's pretty much what he does for a living. Uh, you know, I think he's one of the ones. I have no idea who else would be doing this. Okay. So we'll stay tuned for that. Again, that's going to be coming up. You know, one of the things that's really kind of surprised me, and I don't have a tab for this, is we haven't heard anything about the Air 3. All right. I would have expected to start, you know, and I know the rumor machine, the rumor mill, everything is ramping up for the Inspire 3, and I get that and I understand that. But there's been no talk about the Air 3. Nothing. We haven't heard a thing on that. And, you know, that's, I don't want to say that's disturbing. You know, it's concerning to me because I was looking for it possibly to come out in second quarter this year, but being that we haven't really even heard anything, and there's been nothing on Deals Drone or Cedarlev, you know, usually, you know, that rumor mill gets started with them. Haven't heard anything from that. And you know, the one who's been really quiet, you know, the past for quite a while has been Jasper Ellens, which I'm kind of surprised at that he's not part of that chain anymore. I don't know why. You know, that's probably a whole topic and a subject by itself. But again, you know, not hearing anything about the Air 3. You know, well, okay, Lauren. Wow, okay. There's a good point right there. Okay, that's probably why it might be discontinued. That's probably why we might not be hearing anything about that. And I know it's going to be really disappointing to some people. Um, really disappointing. Well, Greg, I'm with you. Okay, I won't. I don't know if you caught it earlier, but again, for those of you that have come through halfway and you haven't seen my video, I did put out a shorts video about it, is that I won't be at the South Florida drone meetup. I have a high priority project at work that I'm working 55, 60 hours a week, and I won't be able to attend it. Unfortunately, it's scheduled to go probably through the end of April, my project. So kind of have to have, we're told all hands on deck, which means I got to be around for this. I've been putting in some 12-hour days and 12 plus hour days. And, I live, eat, sleep this project right now. And I'm seeing Excel spreadsheets in my dreams, which I don't want to be, by the way. So, Jeb and Dubby, that's a good point, Chris. Thank you for bringing that up. That's a real good point. Thank you. Jeb may be looking at that. Casey Crown Pride, welcome, my friend. Yeah, I hear you on that. I do too. And I will do this. If they discontinue that, I'm going to get another Air 2S. I'm gonna buy it and have that, because that's just a drone that I would want to keep until the wheels fall off of it. And Flying Flynn, welcome. Good to see you tonight. That's one of the ones that I kind of regretted selling, but I had to sell it in order to get Mavic 3. You know how all that works. So anyway, okay. Enough of that. We're about winding things up right now. As far as what we're going to talk about for tonight. I really wanted to get that information about the Inspire 3 out. Also wanted to talk about the Fimi TX10 controller. I think that's important. And also wanted to make sure you guys know, the South Florida Drone Meetup is coming up. It's April the 1st. There is a group page out on Facebook, so you definitely want to check that out. I highly recommend, if you have an opportunity to go to that, go. It was such a great time. We had an incredible time going there. I'm gonna miss not seeing Ron, Marcus. I know Bob Dempsey will be there. I think I heard Kelly's going to be there. I think Billy and Ken will probably be there as well. I'm going to miss that, because, flying drones is great. Well, what's even better is seeing everybody there. Yeah, I agree. Reptilian Research. Yeah, I agree. It is a great drone. It's an absolutely great drone. Yeah, Colin say, I wish. It's one. I'm going to put you this way. We've been encouraged to stay healthy. Okay. I'll just put it to you that way. All right. Yeah, I'd like to, but no can do. It's just one of those ones. And I'm so close. I'm knocking on the door for retirement. I got probably that many years left, and I'm staying on the straight and narrow as far as that's concerned. So that's about it for this evening. Okay. We're wrapping up a little bit early here. Like I said, we have coming up in 2 weeks will be Kelly Shores from Ready Set Drone. You don't want to miss that. Coming up, I'm not going to say the date in April because I have it written down somewhere and I may be wrong, but I have Billy Kyle coming, and I got several other irons in the fire as far as getting some other people on, getting back to doing some of these shows. Yeah, that's it. So, and I want to thank those of you. I know Floyd Moats, and I know a couple of other ones, Mike B, Drone Ranger. A couple of you have been watching me on Ham Radio Basics on Wednesday night at 7. And I want to thank you guys so much for that. That really means a lot to me that you followed me over there. And I'm actually doing well on those shows. Believe it or not, I'm getting a couple of hundred views on them, which, after the show, which is great. And I've been really pleased. And, I got some great people lined up coming up on the Ham Radio Basics show. And that channel is going real well. Need to get the hours up. I got the subscribers. I need to get hours up on that. But that's coming up slowly but surely. So I'm really pleased with that. So, guys, thanks so much for stopping by tonight. Going to give you back another 20 minutes of your evening. As always, remember, it's a great day to fly. Take care, everybody.